Now, drop shots. Here's my drop shot zone. We're just going to say halfway through the service box. And green is serving. Green's a weak server. Weak second server, whatever. We just call it. And yellow's inside the court to return the serve. Drop shot all day long. Yellow has this all day long. Now, is it going to be a winner? It might not be. But it'll set up a game. It'll set up a game, which I'm not going to get into that in this video. It's going to annoy the server. It's going to make him get outside of his comfort zone, outside of his dogmatic views on tennis. And it's a lot of fun. So, yellow plays the drop shot off the second serve. And here's the key. This is why it's really hard to practice the drop shot as like an actual shot. Again, as far as like technique goes, because you have to get it to bounce straight up, or where the second bounce is here. You can't have the second bounce be back here, because that's when you see green has a lot easier time to get there, and they're going to be able to do something. But if you get that ball to bounce straight up here, green has one. If green's making contact below the net, they have one choice. They have one choice, and that's to drop it short. They cannot drop it. They cannot drop it deep. They can loop it, which you'll get an overhead. You'll come up, you'll follow it up somewhere in here, and you'll position yourself so that you can get the short one, or you can get the over the head shot or the volley. So again, it might not work every time. It doesn't matter. This is how it's done. First you have to hit the target, and then you have to make it work so that the ball bounces straight up. It doesn't have to have a lot of spin. All of that you have to adapt to the ball that you're getting to create the differences in spins. So let's go back to the serve, and let's say it's not as weak of a serve, or you just don't want to drop off the serve because that's kind of uncommon. And you want to get player green here farther back first. So there's the serve. It's a weak serve. And let's say it's a weak serve. You're just going to play to the 4 spot. Remember the 4, if I drew a line here, the 4 spot is like a square this large. The corners are the corners. They're smaller targets. You can see here, it's pretty large. So I'm going to loop. When I say loop, you're just leaving some air under the ball. This can be practiced. Again, if all you do is practice ripping the ball, you're not going to be able to do this. So let's say the serve comes in hard and you take some air under it. You take some air off of it, under it. I don't know however you say that. And it lands back here in the 4 spot. Now, what's going to happen when you do that? This player's automatic reaction is to go back. See, if you hit it in a hard line, they're going to run straight across. That's going to be their reaction. This is another benefit of this looping shot. So you can look at some other videos that have Agassi doing this and talking about this and things like that. So here, player's going to move back to get that ball. They're going to be on the defense, and they're going to play their cross-court shot, because that's what people do. And now player yellow comes here, and you're going to play the drop shot. Again, you might choose not to do it because of what you receive, but if you're really good and you're getting this, you got to be able to do it on all different types of balls. You can't be picky. If you're picky, you're going to wait forever. And you'll drop it there. Again, if you do it in the way that I'm describing, this player is either going to get there and drop it short by the net, loop it, or they're not going to get it at all. So But notice something else. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting as well. I'm not waiting for the perfect time. You can do this. You plan this before the point even starts. You sit down over here in your chair. You're like, this guy's got a weak second serve. Or this guy's got a normal serve. He's not doing anything with his serve. He might hit it hard. It doesn't really matter if he hits it hard. It's just he's not doing anything. These are the plays that you make. And then, of course, the last thing I'm going to say, if you want to, then let's say green is serving. If you want to wait till it goes in the red zone, then wait till it goes in the red zone. Yellow returns here, and green's playing to the red zone, and now you play your drop shot. You can do that as well. If you don't want to think this much about it, when the balls go in the red zone, you hit a drop shot. It's that simple.